Hi everyone, I hope you are all doing well. So today it's just going to be a quick video on what happens to my hydrangeas after that heavy storm that we had come through our area yesterday. So with all that rain that we had, you can tell that the plants are looking really lush. However, the panicles, especially the larger ones like the limelights, here are pretty much all floppy. And same thing with the limelights on the other side as well, although it doesn't look as bad as the limelight on the east side of the garden. And looking at this firelight planter, you can kind of see that the colors of the florets have really turned that sort of beautiful pink color. Now it does look like the leaves are a little burned, so my guess is that these annuals have just grown so much, so they've drained the water out from around the base of the firelight, so that's probably the reason why it looks like it's a little burnt. Of all of the hydrangeas that I have in the back, all the bulbos seem to be doing okay with all that rain that we had. Now the firelight, you can kind of see that it looks a little bit more floppy than the previous video that you saw, although it's not as bad as the limelight. So the lava lamp flare panicles here are one of the very few panicles that are still upright in the garden right now. And the main reason why is because the panicles are a lot lighter than the other hydrangeas, because it's got that sort of semi-lace cap look to them, which makes them a lot lighter and therefore they don't get as floppy in the rain like the other panicle hydrangeas. And the other thing that makes these lace cap panicles so sort of attractive to me is that their ability to attract pollinators. Now the plant here, and along with all the other lace cap hydrangeas that I have, they are pollinator magnets. Bees love them, the butterflies also love them, so it's just a well-rounded, beautiful, gorgeous plant. And so I really find that these are so attractive. I love the look of their lace cap panicles. And I also love the two-tone effect of the panicles here. And as I come closer, you can kind of see that the florets on the bottom here, these are the infertile florets, have already turned that sort of darker shade of pink. And as the panicle sort of extends to the top, you can kind of see that the color gradually gets lighter. And then near the top here are where all the newer florets that are about to open. So these will tend to stay white, while the ones in the bottom will get darker as the weather or as the night temperature gets cooler and as the day gets shorter as well. So here you can see that my eglantine roses have started its second flush, but some of the blooms that recently opened have been decimated by the Japanese beetles. And just in case you wonder what the beetles do to your plants and your roses, this is what it looks like. Pretty much all eaten, and they all look like they are in the skeleton form, which looks pretty sad to me. So here on the light show angel, you can see I had many buds that opened just a couple of days ago, just before the rain came. And so when the rain came, everything was pretty much sort of washed away. And between the beetles and that, I've lost a few as well. So hopefully I'll be able to enjoy these new blooms that will be opening soon, because I think the beetles are now going to be gone in the next few days, because this morning when I came out, I only found about 5 on all of my rose bushes. So fingers crossed that they'll be gone and these rosebuds will be able to open up without their interference. And I don't know if you can see, but this firelight on the west side is also very floppy as well. Although, like I said, it's not as bad as the limelight, so I'm very thankful for that. And I've gotten a chance this morning to go around and check every hydrangea, and I checked on all the stems and the limelights here, and they're all attached. None of them are broken, so I'm so thankful, because I'll show you at the front where it's not looking so pretty. So here I am at the front garden, so you can kind of see that the plants in the ground are actually doing so well. I think it's loving all that extra water that we had from the rain. So same thing here in this bed, no damage at all. And you can kind of see that the autumn joy sedum are sort of starting to turn that beautiful blush pink color. And when I was out here checking on the plant this morning, they were covered with bees. So beautiful, beautiful color. And this is one of my favorite things to look at in the fall. And I'm actually looking at the planter with the vanilla strawberry standers that I trained last year in it. And you can kind of see that the panicles have just completely flopped to the side. So here on the other side, the other vanilla strawberry and the limelight. So this is in its second year, and this vanilla strawberry, it's in its first year, and they are looking pretty bad. And I think the vanilla strawberries are actually doing worse. The panicles have flopped so much that you can't even see the tree anymore. If you look close enough, you'll see that there is one branch with the one large panicle on the vanilla strawberry that has almost become completely detached from the trunk of the tree. So this must have happened in the middle of the night, because last night before going to bed, I actually went out to check on the trees and all of the stems were okay. So all of this must have happened in the middle of the night while we were asleep. And same thing with the limelight here. I think I'm gonna cut off all of the branches on the bottom here, especially the ones I may keep some at the top. So I'm just gonna go with the flow, cut a few off and see how they look. And then if I need to cut more, I will sort of cut more, because sometimes I just don't know how the branches will look when I prune them back. So I'm just gonna go do that, and hopefully they all will be okay. So the limelight I think will be okay for next year, but the other vanilla strawberry will be okay, but this one I think it may not survive. So unlike the pruning that I did in early spring, the way I do it now is I would try to keep as many nodes on the stem as possible. And next year, if I need to cut back, I will prune them back further, because I don't know how much of the stem will die or the branch will die. So I'm just gonna cut the panicle right at the base and do the rest of the pruning for next year. Because like I said, I just want the stem to be sort of upright and not flare out like that. And the panicles that I cut off on the vanilla strawberry look like they're actually almost that sort of paper-like texture. So which means that if you want to dry these, this would be the perfect timing for drying these panicles. So all you would have to do is maybe cut a little longer, leave a little bit more stem, remove all of the flowers, and then put this in a vase with about 1 inch or 2 of water, and just let the panicles dry in the vases, and don't refill the water obviously, and that will be really, really pretty. And same thing here, all the panicles, you can't even see them anymore, especially with all the zinnias that have just started blooming. And look at the blooms on these zinnias, look how pretty they are. And again, the Japanese beetles have been loving the foliage on the zinnias here. Somehow they left the profusion zinnias foliage alone, but these ones here, I don't know what, but they tend to love. And you can kind of see all the holes on the foliage of the zinnias here, and so that's all Japanese beetle damage there. So there are no damages on the branches here of the vanilla strawberry, but I would just do the same just as a precaution. I'm just gonna cut everything else off like I did with the other vanilla strawberry. So here's what this planter is looking like right now. I cut off all the panicles of the vanilla strawberry. You can see a little bit of that burned foliage. I know it's hard to see on there, but the zinnias are now just starting to bloom. So in the next couple weeks or so, I think they will just be covered with zinnia blooms that you won't even notice the hydrangeas in that planter. And looking at the limelight panicles right now, you can kind of see that the side that faces the sun looks as if it's sort of papery brown in color and looks pretty dry. So, and if you also look closely at the leaf, you'll see that it's got that sort of yellowy tone around the leaf. This is a sign that it is underwater. So if this is what you're seeing on your hydrangea, it probably means that you need to water it a bit more often, as well as water more deeply. So that pretty much concludes today's video. I want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you all next time. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye for now.